And Coach, before the game, you spoke about point of attack defense. It seemed like the first 3 quarters you guys struggled with that. But in the fourth, you guys turned it up, played with intensity. I seen P. He denied Cam Thomas on a dribble handoff, causing a travel by him. It's just, you guys were locked in the fourth quarter. What was the difference between the first 3 and what you saw in the final 12?
I don't know. I don't even remember the game, really. No, I really don't. It was just so, I don't know. But I do know in the fourth quarter, like you said, defensively we were really good. You know, I thought we really locked in. We rebounded the basketball. We're being small, something we struggle to do. But we rebounded the ball well. We got stops. We was able to switch to fire some. You know, Russ got a big steal and a dunk, you know, on a denial on the inbounds play. PG, like you said, denied. Cam called a traveling call, and you know, just staying with it. You know, we didn't play our best game. You know, PG and Kawhi struggled, you know, tonight from the field. You know, James carried the load, I thought, early in that third quarter. I thought Russ was really good off the bench. Norm made a huge 3. A total team win. Like I said, down 16-0. T-Man makes 2 big threes and make it 16-6, and then a 3-point play. So everyone contributed. You know, Amir made a big 3. So, you know, when your big dogs are struggling a little bit, you know, it's good to see other guys step up and play well. But in that fourth quarter, like I said, defensively, we were just on a whole nother level.
And speaking about Kawhi, he had 7 through 3, but he finished with 21. What was the difference for him? Because it looked like he was getting to his spots, but it seemed like he passed on a couple of shots that he normally would take early on in the game. What was the difference in the fourth quarter?
I think he just finally, you know, caught his rhythm. You know, he had been under the weather a little bit. So yeah, he wasn't able to practice yesterday, and so we wasn't even know if he's going to be able to go today. You know, but he did play and play through it. And I thought in that fourth quarter, like you said, he did catch a rhythm.
Ty, congrats on the win. You mentioned it, some shots weren't falling early, but you got those defensive stops late. It felt like James Harden and Russ really kind of just had this stick-to-itiveness about them offensively. What did you like best out of their game?
James attacking the basket and also, you know, getting to a step-back 3, making the right pass and play. And then I just thought Russ's, you know, his energy and his pace, you know, the whole game, just attacking early, and then that big attack down the stretch when he hit Norm for that corner 3 was just huge. And so defensively he was really good, rebounding the ball, but attacking, getting out in transition early was really huge for us.
So I remember after that Minnesota game, I asked you if you saw that small ball group as a possible weapon while Zoo was out. What did you see from that group today? I mean, obviously they were great in the fourth quarter, but just the strides that they've made from when you first trotted them out there in Minnesota to where they're at now right now.
We still got some work to do, you know, a lot of work actually, but you know, when the game's out of control, we're struggling getting stops. You know, we usually like to go small to try to switch and fire and play good one-on-one defense. Nothing that, you know, Mace and DT did bad. It's just, you know, the way they play, slip outs, small, you know, a lot of, put you at, like we talked before the game, put you at a disadvantage, you know, on the defensive end a lot. And so we just had to go small and switch, fire, and just try to change the game up. And like I said, a small lineup worked tonight.
Even to start that game, you guys were down 16-0. Terrence had a big role in getting you guys back. I mean, what does it say about?
I just said that.
Yeah, I'm saying, what does it say about like the energy, guys? Like, how did they kind of translate that? You know, from the beginning of the game, halftime. You know, even when you guys fell down by 18, like what was it? What were like Terrence and Russ both kind of saying in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought their energy, like you said, was huge, and you know they haven't been playing together a lot, you know, as of late. But being down 16-0, we knew we needed some energy. We knew we needed a spark, and so bringing Russ in, you know, Norm came in, made a 3. You know, T-Man's energy, I thought was great. I thought DT's energy early on was really good for us as well. And so, you know, when your starters don't have it to start the game and you're not playing well, you know, it was good to see Russ, you know, come in the game. T-Man play extended minutes in that first quarter, and Norm and DT come off the bench and play well as well, along with Amir. So we needed everybody tonight. Like I said, a total team win, and you know, our big dogs came through down the stretch. Kawhi, you know, in 14 in the fourth, and then PG with that big 3 out of timeout was huge for us as well.
Ty, before the comeback, Brooklyn offensively seemed like they were giving you guys lots of problems. You guys were. It appeared at least that you guys were at least a step or 2 slow in rotation.
Maybe 2 steps. Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious from your perspective, what made it so tough that they were doing to you guys on that end?
Like I said, they play small a lot, and they put you in some tough positions. You know, Jacques does a good job of making sure he's taking advantage of the 5 on the floor when he has small guys out there. and they run their stuff hard. They run it fast. They run it with speed. They run it with pace. And then when you're blitzing a guy like Cam Thomas, now you're in rotations, and now they're driving closeouts, and just a tough game, all around, for us. And it was the same way in Brooklyn when we played them. They did us the same way. Just drive, kick, swing, get into the paint. A lot of middle drives. I think they had 14 in Brooklyn. I'm not sure how many they had tonight. But getting to the middle of the floor, you got to overcommit, and that's when those corner threes come into play. So, it was a good game for us because we got to get better, and our guys need to see that as well.
Ty, you ever, as a coach, I know you're focused on obviously the coaching part, but 22-0 run to close that game. Do you sense that? Or what are you feeling when that team is going on that kind of run to close out a game?
I mean, not necessarily the points, but just, I can see that, like I said, our energy and our activity picked up. I thought we did a good job in transition, but like I said, defensively, just I thought James had, a lot of one-on-one defensive challenges. He took the challenge one-on-one and got 4 or 5 stops in that fourth quarter. So that was huge. Norm did the same thing, got 2 or 3 big stops, a big rebound. So I'm not really seeing like the points. I'm seeing the score, but I'm not thinking of a 22-0 run. But I know that, we were down, I think 14 at that point, and we kind of went on a strong run. So I don't know. It was a great win for us. We needed that, especially having those 4 days off, and we didn't want Tomer to talk about 1-8 when guys have 4 days off. So I'm glad we won that game.
I know we asked you pregame about the winning mentality of the team. The team man said he's seen these guys. What are you seeing kind of composure-wise when you guys are down in the fourth quarter? I think you're down 15 to start it. You really aren't chipping away until about 6 minutes left in that quarter. Like, just in composure-wise, are you seeing a calmness, a stillness, things that remind you of other good teams you've been on that sort of don't panic?
Yeah, just finding ways to win, and whoever it takes to win. And so when we talk about sacrifice, and T-Man played a great game, but Norm closing the game and making a big three. T-Man's up, cheering, jumping around, and it's all about sacrifice. And if we sacrifice, like I said, we got a lot of different ways that we can win and beat you. And like I said, PG and Kawhi, they have it going tonight. So James had it going. Russ had it going, and they was willing and okay to play through those guys. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't any facial expressions. It wasn't like give me the ball. Like, we just stayed the course. And so, when you have guys that want to sacrifice like that, it means a lot to the team, and that means you're establishing a winning culture.
Hey Ty, with it being near the halfway point, what have been your observations on how James determines when to look for his?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Now that we're at the halfway point, what have you seen with how James determines when to look for his versus when to look for others?
I just kind of leave it up to him. I like when he's aggressive, coming off the screen and taking his threes, I think getting to the basket. But, when he's going to make the right play, so we can't just force him into taking bad shots or step back threes the whole game. And he knows we have a lot of talent on his team, a lot of guys that can score the basketball. And so he saw we were struggling, like I said, the whole game in the third quarter. Like he said, he stepped up and got aggressive offensively and really got us back in the game and got us a good flow offensively, but then also still having 10 assists, And so, I like when he's aggressive, but he kind of just makes the right play. If the team's going to blitz, he's going to make the right play. If they're in a drop, pulling in low man, he's going to make the corner skip, So he's going to make the right read and the right play. And when the ball's in his hands, like you said, I do feel confident, secure that we're going to get a good shot every time.
That's fun. Ty, I'm kind of just curious. When there's about 6 minutes to go and you're down 15 or 16, is there a moment in your mind that you think, like, if the next 30 seconds don't go well, I might just pull the plug and get some guys out, or
no? I'm sorry. I just thought just let them play it out because we had 3 days off, 4 days off actually, and so we haven't really played. And so just to, even if you didn't win the game, just to get the cardio, the conditioning, guys, catch a rhythm. So I was going to just play it out just so they can, get their normal minutes and get a chance to play because we haven't played in 4 days.
Thanks, Ty.
Yeah. Well, I will pull the plug, you know what I'm saying?
Let's get ready for HoopJab.